Thank you, Mr. Hines. I thank you all for your testimony. We will now turn to questions from the panel. I will recognize myself for 5 minutes. I will start by asking unanimous consent to enter the following documents into the record. A letter from the Association of American Railroads to Secretary Buttigieg on March 2nd of 2023. An article entitled Freight Railroads Announce Key Safety Measures in Drive to Zero Accidents, dated March 8th, 2023. Without objection, so ordered. In response to East Palestine, the Association of American Railroads, which represents the Class 1 railroads, announced 7 steps to reach 0 incidents and 0 injuries. You can find it on their website. I have the document. It's right here. The first step, AAR listed, was detector spacing. AAR stated the industry would deploy 1,000 new hotbox detectors and set a goal of achieving a 15-mile average between detectors. Ms. Hamady, would this average spacing have made a difference in East Palestine?
It would not have.
All right. The fourth safety measure AAR announced was that all Class 1s are joining the FRA's voluntary confidential close call reporting system. This is it. This is the letter. They sent the letter dated March 2nd, 2023 to Secretary Buttigieg. Mr. Bowes, how many Class 1s are enrolled in the program, and how many employees of those railroads are covered by the program?
Mr. Chairman, 2 railroads have pilot programs, approximately 1,500 craft workers from conductors, engineers, and dispatchers.
The letter is well over a year old, March of 2023, and you got 2 of the 6. Chairwoman Hamady, I would like to thank you and your team on the hard work and thorough final report. You did a great job. There have been some allegations about Norfolk Southern's conduct that I would like to have addressed. I want to address it for the record. In your opinion, was Norfolk Southern open, honest, and transparent with your investigation?
They were open, they were honest, and they were transparent based on our requests for information. Was it timely? No. Were other actions taken that were in violation of our party regulations and our party rules? Yes.
Mr. Hines, one of the most contentious provisions of the RSA you alluded to in your opening in our legislation is the crew size mandate. Please explain why Congress should mandate this provision and how it contributes to safety.
Well, thank you. That's a great question. Keeping the duties of a conductor are different than the duties of an engineer. And the engineer primarily operates the train. The conductor does anything that takes place off of the locomotives and things that take place in the cab. They have different jobs. And I think it's important to point out that as far as grade crossing accidents go, which we have thousands of every year, it's the conductor who gets off the train when either a derailment happens or if a car is hit in a grade crossing. The conductor goes back, assesses the situation, relays that information to the engineer, and the engineer gets emergency services underway and out there. And depending on where they're coming from, you may have to make a separation in the train to allow emergency through. Yeah. And you could never do that with just one person.
Yeah, I would like to add that this new legislation proposed in the House and Senate still preserves a waiver to the FRA for the purposes regarding crew size. Mr. Sloan, I think it's important to have a shipper here to discuss rail safety and how it impacts them. For too long, you've been excluded. You haven't really been part of this. In terms of rail safety, what concerns do shippers have, and is there anything we're missing?
Thank you for the question. We have supported the bill because I think, like I say, it provides a solid foundation to move forward. So I think it has largely addressed the concerns that we have raised with the committee and on the Senate side.
Sure. Mr. Aroka, as mentioned in your testimony, we all seem to agree that the railroad should be profitable. Got to be profitable, but they got to be safe. They got to be safe. How would the proposed legislation improve safety but not restrict the railroad's ability to operate on time?
Well, first and foremost, Mr. Chair, I do want to make note that nobody has a greater interest in the success of the railroads than the people that work for them. If the railroads don't make money, we can't argue for better contracts, wages, benefits, working conditions, all that goes out the window. Secondarily, the service critics that might be critical of this bill, they're just simply wrong. I mean, I'm sitting next to one of the largest rail customers in the country. I don't think he would be supporting the legislation if he thought it was going to completely destroy rail service for his entire industry. At the end of the day, for the carmen, you have two options. You either give the carmen enough time to do their job and inspect all these trains, or you assign more carmen to inspect the trains. The answer is not what's currently going on, which is just to not properly inspect them at all. That's what I would say.
Thank you.